Hello students, again I am with you with the chapter metals and non-metals. In our previous lecture we have discussed about the properties. So there are many properties and we have discussed till malleability 5 properties. So give a fast look on that. Metals are solid but non-metals are not, even they are liquid, solids and gas. About the color, metals are silvery or white, grey in the color, but non-metals are of colorless, or there may be some exceptions which we are not considering generally, but there are some exceptions. So Cl2 gas is green. So according to luster, what is a luster? Luster is a shine. So all the metals are lustrous but non-metals are not, instead of some non-metals like diamond. Diamond is a lustrous. Hardness, metals are hard but non-metals are not, but some are hard. Malleability, malleability is a property of any material to be beaten into sheets. So metals can be beaten into sheets, oppositely non-metals can't. So we have taken a quick revision for this. Now we are moving to our next properties, which is ductility. What is ductility? Ductility is a property of material to be drawn into wires, thin wires. So what is ductility? Ductility is a property of metal in which it can be beaten into wires or drawn into wires, very thin wires. So metals can be drawn into wires but non-metals we can't. And here is the example that 1 gram of gold can be converted into 2 kilometer long wire. Only 1 gram of gold can be converted into 2 kilometer long wire. Okay, so moving to the next point, which is electrical conductivity. Metals are good conductor of electricity, as we know, like copper, aluminium, gold, silver are the most conductive metals. So on first number there is copper, on second number we have silver. Sorry, first one we have silver, copper and then gold, after that aluminium. Mostly the wiring which we have done in the rooms or in our house, we use the wires of copper and aluminium. So now non-metals are non-conducting, but graphite is a exception. Graphite, you use pencils and the lead in the pencil is made up of graphite. So graphite is a good conductor of electricity. Now we are moving to our next point, which is thermal conductivity, means to conduct heat. So according to thermal conductivity, all metals conduct heat and non-metals can't conduct heat, but there is a exceptions like graphite. Again, graphite is a good conductor of heat, so it is a thermal conductor. So metals are thermal conductor and non-metals are not. Now moving next, sonoricity. So what we mean by sonoricity? Sonoricity means the material which is sonorous give you a tongue sound. Like when you go to the temple, you see there are some bells and you used to ring them. When you ring them, they will produce a sound like tongue. That sound is called sonorous. That material which produce sound is called sonorous. So there is a small activity regarding these 2 points. On first, which is electrical conductivity. So first we are discussing its activity. What is? There is given you a circuit. Here is the copper wires, here is the cell, and here you given the bulb. So these 2 points are vacant. You have to place different type of materials, like you have to connect aluminium sheets, you have to connect iron nail, and by you have to use different type of materials, and you have to check that either the bulb glows or not. If the bulb glows, it means the material is electrical conductive, and if it is not glowing, then it seems it is not electrical conductive. So now next activity is on sonoricity. To produce sound, you have to take your different utensils at your home and you have to hit them by a hard object, and you have to check that either the object give you the sound or not. So like if you beat your steel utensil, it will give you the sound, means it is sonorous. But if you are going to beat any plastic utensil, that will not give you any sound. So means that is not sonorous. So now moving to our next point, which is melting point and boiling point. As you know, at which the object boils or at which the material boils is called boiling temperature, and at which it melts it's called melting point. So right, metals have high melting and boiling point, they melt or boil on a high temperature, but non-metals boil or melts at very low temperature. But so first we are considering the examples of metals, which is exception. Gallium and cesium are the liquids, means to say they melt on a room temperature, so they have very low melting points. This is the exception in chemistry because there are always exceptions. So now to the next point, non-metals. Non-metals have very low melting and boiling point, but instead of graphite, graphite is the exception, it has a very high melting and boiling points. So now last point of the property is density. What is density? Here we are considering density be the number of atoms per unit volume. That the number of atoms covered in per unit volume is called density according to metals and non-metals. So metals have high density and non-metals have very low density, so that they are considered to be, metals considered to be high dense and non-metals considered to be low dense. But there is an example like gold have 19.3 gram centimeter per centimeter cube density, and here is an exception also in the non-metals. Diamond is a highly dense material, so there is an exception of diamond. Others have, means mostly have low melting and boiling points because of density and other factors, right? So now we are going to discuss about the reactions, how these reactions could be proceed according to their properties, what they form after reacting with oxygen, water and anything else. Okay, so we are going to discuss these reactions. Reactions. So first is reaction with oxygen. So today we are going to discuss about reaction with oxygen with metals and non-metals. So firstly we are considering reaction with oxygen of metals. So both metals and non-metals form oxide by reacting with oxygen, because oxygen gives you oxide, O-X-I-D-E. It is derived from oxygen. So it forms oxide. So when metal react with oxygen, giving you the basic oxides, and when you know, when you add water in basic oxides, that will eventually gives you the exact base. So here we have given you the basic example, basic definitions of oxides formed by metals. So metals plus oxygen giving you the basic oxides, and basic oxides then reacting with water then giving you the base. So now if it is a base, then it should turn the red litmus into blue. So when you give this reaction and when you test the litmus, then it will give you the red litmus to blue. When you give the red moist litmus, it will turn into blue. So what it indicates? It indicates that it is a base. So okay, so as you know, many materials have their own reactivity, and it should depend on reactivity series. Like reactivity depend on reactivity series, which we will discuss further. So first we have to just know that different metals have different reactivities, different non-metals have different reactivities. So first we are going to discuss about sodium, which is the most reactive metal. Sodium and potassium are the most reactive metals in our periodic table. So we are considering sodium. So giving a balancing equation, sodium when reacts with oxygen, giving you sodium oxide, Na2O, giving you the, and here these coefficients are used for balancing these reactions, that both sides there will be a exact number of atoms. So right, so we have sodium reacting with oxygen giving you the sodium oxide, and it is highly reactive so that it can react on room temperature without giving any kind of initiation and catch fire at room temperature. Sodium and potassium catch fire at room temperature after reacting with oxygen in air, so that they are stored in kerosene to protect it from air. So right, so it is highly reactive. So moving next, which is magnesium. So when magnesium reacts with oxygen, it will give you magnesium oxide. It will give you magnesium oxide, and this is a quite less reactive, so we have to heat it. And when we heat, it will burn with the dazzling flame. Okay, so now we are moving to the third least reactive, in these three series, this is the least reactive. So when copper reacts with oxygen, it will give you CuO, means to say copper oxide, and it can't easily react. So we have to heat it on high flame so that it will give you copper oxide, and it will not give you any kind of flame, it will just burn. Okay, so we have discussed about metals. So now moving to non-metals. Non-metals also form oxides, but they form acidic oxide. When non-metals react with oxygen, it will give you acidic oxide, and further when it is added with the water, it will give you the exact acid. As we have followed this procedure, metals plus oxygen giving the basic oxides, and when we add water, it will give you the exact base. Similarly for non-metals, when we add oxygen, or when oxygen reacts with non-metals, it will give you the acidic oxide, and when we will add water, it will give you the exact same acid. So now if it is acid, then it will also turn blue litmus into red. As you know, where we have studied that red litmus turns into blue, so here blue litmus turns into red because it is acidic. So considering two examples, so first is sulfur, and they also require some amount of heat for the initiation. So sulfur and oxygen, when sulfur reacts with oxygen, it will give you sulfur dioxide, SO2, which is a gas. Everyone knows SO2 is a gas. So it will give you the gas. And second, which is phosphorus. When we are giving you phosphorus with oxygen, it will give you phosphorus pentaoxide. Here we have placed these coefficients for balancing these equations, that number of atoms and on both sides must be the exact same. So what we have studied today, we have studied the other properties which are pending, and next we have studied the chemical properties, means to say chemical reaction with oxygen, and it always forms a oxide, like metals form basic oxides and non-metals forms acidic oxide, and we have studied these reactions according to their reactivity and according to their initiation. So we have studied all this, and now we are going to consider in next lecture our second reactions with other, like we have studied with oxygen. Now we are going to study next lecture with different things. So okay, thank you, stay safe, stay home.